Did ABI just give up? There was a point where Arena Breakout Infinite genuinely felt like it wanted to challenge Escape from Tarkov, not just to exist next to it, but to replace it. And after a bit of playing and checking out the new things in Season 4, I don't think that's the goal anymore. For a long time, Arena Breakout Infinite positioned itself as a more accessible, more polished, QOL-rich, but still grounded extraction shooter. It had realistic weapons, a believable military setting, immersion that Tarkov players, especially the burnt out ones, were actively looking for. That's why a lot of new players came in. That's why 1,000-hour Tarkov players even gave ABI a chance in the first place. But somewhere along the way, the direction changed. The shift away from the immersion, away from the realism. Season 4 Airport Hunt showcased one new map, one new version of a current map, a couple of LTMs, but one thing stood out immediately: the cosmetics. Oh, how times have changed. Let's talk about it. Now, don't get me wrong, they look good. These skins look fucking good. They're well designed and a lot of effort was clearly put into them. But whether you drink the more fun Kool-Aid or not, they just feel completely out of place. Some of the weapon skins look straight up like space guns. At one point, some of my viewers thought I was buying a skin from Valorant with how futuristic it looked. And if you stop and apply even the most basic logic to the world that ABI is set in, it doesn't make sense how these weapons would even exist in that setting at all. If you think red items will get you rich, holy fuck, here's a space gun, sell it and make bank. It's a given, It's cool, it looks really cool, but it doesn't fit the theme of the game. Are we in space? How did an operative from Kimona get such a weapon like that? The comments here are also roasting it. See, I told you the game is slowly turning into Delta Force. Completely forgot its original identity. I don't hate skins, I hate it when they don't fit the game's concept at all. I get it's a free-to-play game, but it's becoming much like a mobile game at this point. These skins don't even make sense with its current setting. Don't make Fortnite out of this game. Please be serious. Yeah, they're not a big fan of these over-the-top skins. If it was a setting like Delta Force or like something space extraction, I'd accept this too. This is over-the-top in a way. Comparing it to its setting, like in a milsim way, this is over the top. ABI was built around a grounded, military-style world, the conflict in Kimona, warring factions and rivalries amongst the deadliest and cunning operators. It was that realism, and even if it wasn't perfect, it was part of the appeal. And this isn't just a few silly skins, this feels like a directional choice. What makes this hit harder is that this wasn't unexpected or accidental. Around pre-season 2, they've answered rumblings before of where the game is headed and provided us with 2 pages of vague answers. Basically the most safest PR response they've had. Given how I interpret it as a hopeful fan and follower of the game, I would assume in my mind that they would stay true to a grounded and realistic direction. But looking at the game now, 4 seasons in, it feels like they just slapped me on the face and spit on me. Here's your fucking immersion. What we're seeing here are flashier cosmetics, heavy emphasis on monetization, sexualized operator skins, and yes, these are sexualized and they can even go worse if they wanted to. Gacha style draws become a core focus, and at this point, Arena Breakout Infinite is starting to feel less like a PC extraction shooter and more like a PC port of their mobile counterpart. Before all of this, Arena Breakout Infinite was seen as a legitimate competitor. Not just another extraction shooter, but a game that could realistically challenge the king of extraction shooters. Even ABI's own social media reflected that confidence. There were moments where they directly mocked Tarkov and a clear sense of rivalry existed. It wasn't subtle at all. ABI wanted to be seen as the alternative, and maybe even the successor. And that competitive edge mattered. But now, with the direction that the game is taking or what is shaping it out to be, it doesn't feel like a competition anymore. It feels like they just conceded and bowed down to the king. By showing signs of abandoning immersion and realism, the very things that attracted Tarkov players, ABI is no longer fighting for the same throne. Instead, it looks like they're choosing a broader appeal, flashier visuals, safer monetization models, which is fine from a business perspective, but it comes at a cost. And that cost is identity. And this might sound early, maybe even dramatic, but if you played enough games from this space, the pattern is very familiar. Once immersion takes a back seat, once monetization becomes the headline feature, and once the art direction loses its cohesion, it tends to snowball into something that cannot be stopped. ABI is risking to become just another stylized shooter wearing extraction mechanics instead of the grounded experience it originally sold itself as. Arena Breakout Infinite did not fail. It did not collapse. It did not lose because of Tarkov. What it feels like now is that it stopped trying to compete. And for the players who believed ABI could be something more, that's the part that hurts the most. Those were my thoughts and I'd like to know yours. What do you think about Season 4 so far? What direction do you think ABI is going from here? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you guys in the next one.